Welcome, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to Progressive Discussions and Red Pill Man Cave. I'm your host, James P. Madonna, and I hope everyone is having a very pleasant late spring. Believe it or not, it's the end of May already. June the 1st is right around the corner. Next week. This coming week. And it happens to be right now Memorial Day weekend 2023. So I hope everyone is having a pleasant, pleasurable, and safe Memorial Day weekend. And just stay out of trouble. Have some great barbecue. Have some really good frosty ice cold craft beer or cocktails or whatever suits your taste. But just make it fun and safe. Let's see. I have topics to read, but there wasn't that many topics because of the holiday weekend. For some reason, it's a little quiet. And let's see. Let me get right into it here. Let me start off with a light subject. Hold on. Okay, let me bring up the screen share. Screen share. Right, I should do it. The first subject will be, if you see purple paint on trees, stay away. Now, this is a color coding, very clever color coding system that people visually can determine a lot faster and easier than reading signs. As we travel across the United States, I enjoy learning about local traditions, laws, and folklore. If you missed my article about cowboy boots on fence posts, you can read it here. Okay, this is the person that, Gail Marsh, May 19th, 2023. Iowa grown. Hold on. My husband and I were married and lived in Iowa for many years. All three of our children are Iowa natives, just like me. If you are familiar with Iowa, you know that most of the land is dedicated to farming. Farmers appreciate the flat, treeless terrain. It's easiest to farm, flat is best, and Iowa is certainly flat, at least in the areas where we lived. I was used to the flat, treeless plain. Then we moved to Missouri. Missouri trees. The first thing I learned about Missouri is that the roads are not laid out in square mile sections. Like Iowa's roads, the second thing I learned, Missouri has a lot of trees, and many of these trees sport a distinctive swipe of purple paint on their trunks. What's that? Purple paint? When I first saw the purpley swatch on the tree trunks, I thought my eyes were deceiving me. Who would take the time and energy to reach 3 to 5 feet up a tree just to paint a swath of purple on it? Not only that, but repeat the process on nearby trees as well. Turns out purple paint on trees is not just a tradition in Missouri, it's the law. The Purple Paint Statute. In 2012, the Missouri State Legislature passed the Purple Paint Statute. It allows Missouri landowners to mark trees or fence posts with purple paint as a warning to would-be trespassers. The paint works much better than a no trespassing or keep out sign. Why? Because signs can be removed or destroyed. They can weather and fall off. Then trespassers that claim the land was not marked. Trespassers can claim the land was not marked. The landowner has no proof of when their sign is gone, so they paint a purple swatch on the trees, marking the property lines. It's much more difficult to remove a tree than a sign. Another reason purple paint is used to mark property lines is to protect the owner's trees. Nailing a sign to a tree can damage the outer layer of wood and or introduce disease. Nailing signs year after year can take a disastrous toll on trees. So purple paint it is. Not just Missouri. Okay, the purple paint law for marking property isn't just a Missouri curiosity. The law is also currently active in Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Maine, Montana, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. So if you're traveling in those states and see a peculiar swatch of purple paint on the trees, you'll know why. You'll also want to look carefully before boondocking in the woods of Missouri or the aforementioned states. The fine for trespassing in Missouri is up to $500 and or up to 6 months in jail. Yipes. That is pretty hefty. Pay attention to the purple paint, folks. Do you know any local traditions, laws, or folklore from the places you visited? If so, share them in the comments below. I love learning about them. Okay, very clever. Purple paint. You know what else would be good too? Using purple paint with another color, like perhaps, I don't know, green or red, to signify a sacred Native American land. Not bad. Okay. All right. That's the first article. Let's see. Moving forward. Let's see. Oh, all right. Chiseler's Hall of Shame #1 inductee Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg. What is this crap? I'm not going to sign in. Screw that. Hold on for a second. They're forcing me to buy a subscription to the Washington Post. Well, then we have 3 inductees into the Chiseler's Hall of Shame. EU. Again, they're doing it. Get the hell out of here. I want to read the article. Oh, man. Well, how come I was able to read the article on my Android? See if I can get rid of it. It has to do with the European Union fining the scumbag of the century, Mark Zuckerberg, over $1 billion for stealing Facebook members' personal information and selling it like he did with Americans that have a Facebook account. And apparently they're not allowing me. Talk about bait and switch. The Washington Post. Yeah, it says democracy dies in darkness. Well, guess what? The Washington Post dies in my readership. Damn, I don't see any way to close it out. Son of a bitch. All right, Washington Post. Besides Zuckerberg, you are officially in the Chiseler's Hall of Shame. Progressive Discussions, Chiseler's Hall of Shame. But it doesn't surprise me with Zuckerberg. He doesn't care about anyone's rights. He doesn't care about data privacy. He just is a greedy, no good scumbag, and he's gotten fined $1.3 billion for breaking European Union GDPR privacy rules. Well, that's it. Sorry I can't read the entire article, but you got the gist of it, folks. Okay, here's the third inductee into the Chiseler's Hall of Shame. There's a video, but it won't be picked up by the StreamYard microphone. I am very pissed at that. Very pissed off at that. All right. This is has to do with crooked auto mechanics scamming auto mechanics, which is one of the many reasons why I'm happy for electric vehicles, so that it could put those pieces of shit out of business. You know, really, I'm very happy about that. Okay, let me bring it up at least. Bring up the article. There we go. So we got. Now, I would love to play the video, but unfortunately, I would be the only one to hear it. So I'm going to read the story. It's one of the incompetent glitches of StreamYard. Maybe Restream doesn't have that glitch. Okay, poor service. I've been a mechanic for, this is the man speaking, the mechanic. I've been a mechanic for 50 years. You need to know one of the most common repair scams, as it could cost you hundreds of dollars. All right, this is by Jorge Hinojosa. Mena. Okay, this was published May 22nd, 2023. An experienced mechanic has revealed one of the most common repair scams, and being aware could save you hundreds. Scotty Kilmer, with millions of followers on social media, uploads videos warning users about mechanics who charge drivers for unnecessary repairs. Oh, I really, that would be such great news if the electric vehicle eventually puts them all out of business. Just like Medicare for all will bury the greedy insurance companies. An experienced mechanic has revealed, all right, they're repeating themselves. I hate redundancy, right? Okay. There's an engine. The poster claims that mechanics frequently charge for repairing oil leaks, even if they don't truly need to be fixed. According to TikTok user Scotty Kilmer Official, at Scotty Kilmer Official, mechanics frequently charge for repairing oil leaks, even if they don't truly need to be fixed. He said on the video that this is old engine. This is an old engine. You can see oil in various places, but when you look underneath, there's nothing dripping on the ground. They will tell you, mechanics will tell you, we're going to have to take the engine apart and replace all these seals. And it's going to cost you, well, he must be British. It says here 950 pounds or euros, 950 euros. But this tiny amount of oil is not going to damage anything. But if it's leaking on electrical parts, like the alternator, you will have to fix the liquid. But this alternator is bone dry. There's no oil on it. I have seen this scam being done thousands of times over the last 10 years. So if your engine isn't leaking oil all over the place, not even touching the ground, leave it alone. The video has gone viral on TikTok with more than 113,000 views on social media, and users praised him for his content. One said, "Thanks, bud, old scam." Another scam, this Greek guy named Johnny in the northeastern New Jersey area when my mother was alive. God rest her soul. She had the car wouldn't start, and Johnny told my mother, you need a new alternator. So what he did was he installed a shiny, silvery, spray painted, used, um, repaired, um, rebuilt alternator and charged her for a new alternator. Okay, that was the scam. Now, one of those auto places, I think, I don't know if it was the Pep Boys or no, it was Strauss Auto. Okay, this is what happened to me. First, let me take this away. I'll tell you what happened to me, and it's common sense too. It's really just common sense. But a lot of people would be easily scammed, especially when the ladies bring their car and they're alone. The mechanics have a field day with them. So what happened was the infamous come over here from the mechanic. He waves me in the garage, and he says, your radiator's leaking. You need a new radiator. I says, what do you mean, Joe? What's going on? The car's not overheating. He shows me little pools or droplets of antifreeze on top of the radiator. So what I do is I look underneath. I see no antifreeze dripping on the asphalt, on the parking lot, under the car. No, there's no antifreeze dripping down, as gravity would do. I says, well, how could it be leaking if there's nothing dripping on the ground? Oh, look. Now, the motherfuckers they splashed antifreeze on top of my radiator. So they tried to scam me. So what I did, I got a bottle of that, they call it aluminum dust. That's exactly what it is, aluminum dust. And what you do is, while the car is, I don't know if you do it when the car is running or if it's not running, but nevertheless, I think you do it when the car is running. You pour it into the radiator and it clogs up any possible leaks. And there was no leak. So I'm just telling you that this is one of countless stories. So the last inductee, I think, unless something else pops up, into the Chiseler's Hall of Shame would be auto mechanics. And I really wish the electric vehicle puts them out of business. They suck. You know how much money I've spent throughout my life on those scumbags? It's incredible. Okay. This is interesting. It's a shame, but interesting to say the least. Let me bring this up. The allergy season has been very bad this year. Even my doctor told me. I wonder if it's all the chemtrails that they're putting into the atmosphere to poison us. More than 90% of California pot farms infected with severe pathogen. Pot as in marijuana. 90%. Now they're bombarding me with bullshit here. Okay, here we go. Okay, an infectious pathogen inside California's pot farms or marijuana farms is attacking cannabis plants and growing invisibly for months, only to spoil a crop just as a farmer is ready to harvest. Scientists believe that it's in nearly every pot farm. Well, I'm going to call it marijuana. I don't know why they use the word pot over and over again. It's in nearly every marijuana farm in the state and could be causing billions of dollars in damages to the national weed economy. Who would think that there would be a national weed economy, huh? I'm so happy about that. It's really God's miracle plant. You know, not just marijuana, but hemp in general. Hop latent viroid shrivels marijuana plants and reduce how much weight they produce as much as 30%. It also destroys the amount of THC, marijuana's most common active compound that a plant produces, greatly reducing the value of affected plants. Okay, hop latent viroid was first documented in cannabis in a pair of scientific studies published in 2019, including a study that confirmed the viroid's presence in samples from a Santa Barbara. Why does it keep moving it around? In a Santa Barbara marijuana farm, it's now infected at least 90% of California's cannabis grows, according to a 2021 estimate. It's spreading globally, and a recent scientific paper declared the pathogen was the biggest concern for cannabis growers worldwide. Excuse me. Uh, my pure copper, my beautiful pure copper Moscow Mule mug. Okay. But one Bay Area startup has a new tool that they think will stop the pathogen spread in its tracks. Oakland's Purple City Labs released the new hop latent viroid test earlier this year that can be conducted on site, and they're shoving advertisement in front of me so much that they're moving the article. How obnoxious, intrusively greedy sales has become. Okay. The tests are conducted on site and deliver results to marijuana farmers in just a few hours. That's much faster than the current methods for finding hop latent viroid infections, which are predominantly done by farmers mailing samples to labs and waiting days or even weeks to get a result. The company said this new at-farm testing could be pivotal in slowing the spread of this global pathogen, as it allows farmers to quickly identify infected plants. What time is it? I should be done a little earlier, Jordy. You know, I have to get through this material, all right? But hang in there. A company said, all right, I already said that. Okay. We didn't just identify a great test that is accurate, but it's also easy to use and it doesn't require a high level of expertise, said Luke Horst, Director of Business Development for Purple City Genetics. You can take microbiology to the public and put it in their hands. It's important for people to have this type of testing. There's a disease for everything. All right, I hope things work out for California's marijuana agriculture, you know. Um, I think I'm towards the end because of the holiday weekend. I really don't have a lot of subjects to cover. This is Jesse Ventura video, but you're not going to be able to hear it because of StreamYard. But uh, it's about the devastating impact human beings are having on this small planet. It has to do with when the oceans die. Yeah. When the oceans die, when the rainforests die, so on and so forth. We all perish. That's pretty obvious. Um, the font is so damn small. I gotta blow up everything. How do they expect me to read anything? I gotta tell them. I told everybody when I start my show and when I could allow panelists on. This is why I don't work with the general public anymore. Thank God. All right. Now, this is serious because it's going to happen. A general purpose robot is entering the workforce. Well, I knew it was going to happen. The artificial intelligent powered humanoid could be your next coworker. Yeah, or it could replace you. By Kirsten Hauser, May 19, 2023. Listen to this article. Yeah. If StreamYard's microphone would pick it up, tech startup Sanctuary uh, Artificial Intelligence has unveiled a general purpose robot designed to perform many workplace tasks currently handled by people, working with humans or without them. The challenge is robots have worked alongside people for decades. Well, not in sophisticated form, but and traditionally they've been incredibly specialized. Yes, and they outperform humans by light years. They don't get tired, they don't get sick. A bot on, and then of course the employer or the corporation loved the idea that they don't have to deal with people as employees. A bot on a General Motors assembly line, for example, might move pieces of metal from one place to another over and over again. Yes, repetitive tasks without getting tired, and also assembling parts in manufacturing and doing it perfectly. I have to be honest, robots are fantastic. I'm not going to lie, just because they they replace people on the job. This has meant business owners would need to purchase multiple, usually expensive, they're always bitching and moaning, robots if they wanted to automate multiple tasks. General purpose robots, ones that can handle a variety of tasks, would allow employers to automate whatever is most pressing on a given day. But building a bot that can do a lot is, as you'd expect, a lot harder than building one that does one thing over and over again. We designed Phoenix to be the most sensor-rich and physically capable humanoid ever built. Okay. What's new? Canada-based Sanctuary Artificial Intelligence is one of several companies attempting to overcome the challenge and bring a general-purpose robot to market. And on May 16th, it unveiled its sixth-generation robot, an artificial intelligence-powered humanoid named Phoenix. We designed Phoenix to be the most sensor-rich and physically capable humanoid ever built, and to enable our artificial intelligence platforms, right, rapidly growing intelligence to perform the broadest set of work tasks possible, said Jordy Rose, the startup's co-founder and CEO. Yeah, CEO. Well, I'll play the video, but you're probably not going to hear the sound, thanks to StreamYard. The details: Phoenix is 5'7", weighs 155 pounds, and is capable of lifting up to 55 pounds. Its human-like hands have 20 degrees of freedom and haptic sensors that allow it to perform tasks that require dexterity and precision, such as labeling packages or picking fruit. Well, there goes the migrant farm workers. Unbelievable. According to Sanctuary, Phoenix also has human-like intelligence thanks to a proprietary artificial intelligence control system called Carbon. It acts as the bot's brain and can be trained to complete new tasks in computer simulations. Yeah, that means that people that can afford to buy one have a personal assistant to do all the things around the house and outside the house, and let them off the hook. They don't have to do a lot of things. You know, the robot can clean the house, can do landscaping, put out the garbage, so on and so forth. Right? They can even be like a watchdog, you know, replace the guard dog. It's fascinating, huh? Hold on for a second. They got videos here showing the robot in action. I mean, I'll play it. You probably won't be able. Let me just check and see if it's. You most likely won't hear the audio, but you'll see Phoenix in action. There it is. It's a nice looking robot, man. I like it. I like Phoenix. Wow. I'm impressed. Look at that. Okay. You got a good look at Phoenix. 3 miles an hour. What does that mean? That means it can't run, I guess, right? All right. Let's, uh, what is this?
Sanctuary AI is on a mission to create the world's first human-like intelligence in general-purpose robots. Our general-purpose robots can be operated in 3 modes: piloted, independently through the autonomous control system, or a hybrid of both. Pilot mode provides 3 main benefits to both Sanctuary AI and our customers. Firstly, it allows Sanctuary AI engineers to isolate problems and test the capabilities of the physical hardware separately from the autonomous control system. Secondly, if there's a task the general-purpose robot cannot perform autonomously, or if it gets stuck for some reason, a pilot can take control of the robot to complete the work while simultaneously helping to further train the system.
View it.
And lastly, pilot teleoperation is a key step in the Sanctuary AI automation workflow process and provides invaluable data on how to perform a task at the gold standard set by people. So how does it work? A pilot is able to embody and remotely control a Sanctuary AI general-purpose robot through an easy-to-use pilot rig setup that connects the pilot to the robot so their movements and senses feel like one. Here you can see the same task being performed from 3 different points of view. On the left, we have the pilot operating the rig. In the middle, we can see what the pilot is viewing through the robot's camera systems. And on the right is the robot as it's being controlled by the pilot. Teleoperation or pilot mode is a key part of Sanctuary AI's initiative to help everyone work more safely, efficiently, and sustainably, and will create almost endless opportunities for work to be performed remotely.
Okay. I'm back. Oh. All right. Let me see if there's any more videos of Phoenix, the general utility robot. 60 tasks with our general purpose robots. I like this Phoenix. Kind of slow. Forget about what I said about being the guard dog. Too slow to fight. But it'll get there. It's new. I think that is, I believe that is it. That is it. That is the end of the serious section. Well, the show still can be serious, but that is the end of the readings. Because of the holiday, there wasn't a lot of readings. For this week's progressive discussions. So bear with me because I will send out the links. These things are slow as molasses. Not that many serious topics to read, so I finished a tad bit earlier with the topics. Let's see if hmm. um, I guess. Well, I'm waiting for Geordie from Scotland to come aboard and the others. Um, okay. That should do it. That should do it. Let's see what we got going on here. Mm-hmm. Hope everyone is having a pleasant Memorial Day weekend. Okay, I got all the links out. Okay, while I await the panelists to show up, I will hydrate a bit with my 100% pure copper Moscow Mule mug. Happy Memorial Day weekend 2023. It is the unofficial beginning of summer, unofficial, which means the beaches over here in the rip-off Jersey Shore have officially opened up with all the businesses that charge you a fortune for food on the boardwalk. They opened up, and so on and so forth. While I wait for the panelists, I'll play the dating game theme song on my kazoo. No, you know what I'll play? Happy Days Are Here Again. South of the border, down Mexico way. See, Guadalajara. Well, in honor of Mexico, I have made last night the most delicious, uh, highest quality beef quesadillas that I've ever made. I used the grass-fed Black Angus beef. I added Clint's Texas salsa made with serrano chilies, very hot. I put cilantro. What else? Lime. I squeezed a lime wedge in there. Extra virgin olive oil, garlic. I brown that meat up, and then I put it in three large flour tortillas. The special one I get from a Mexican bakery, and shredded Mexican cheese combination, a variety of cheeses called Mexican cheese. I put a lot of it because I love cheese, real cheese, not that processed garbage American cheese, Velveeta or Cheese Whiz. I mean real Mexican blend. And then I folded it over, pressed it down. Oh man, three gigantic, high quality beef quesadillas. Or if you want to call them soft tacos, you can do that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Now let's see what's going on here. What's going on here, man? Okay. Okay. So he'll be coming on soon. Let me see if I got look. I got a message. What do you mean it could not be delivered? How could it not be delivered? Well, let me try something else. Let me try something else. Okay. Geordie from Scotland, performing artist Geordie, will be joining us shortly. He just told me. But I'm waiting for my other panelists. Most importantly, my primary co-host. Unless he's busy, unless he's at a concert or something, Mick Von Raven. I send Mick Von Raven the link, and we'll just see. We have a decent amount of people viewing. Usually the smart people don't get themselves in bumper to bumper traffic and go away for the summer holidays because they're smart. If they do things locally, there's no traffic. everybody's like, the roads are all like a ghost town, which is wonderful. And you get to do a lot of quality things locally. I know one thing for sure is I despise traffic. I don't like crowds either. So there's nothing like getting where you need to go in a decent amount of time and not sucking carbon monoxide, or until we have all electric vehicles, then there's no carbon monoxide to suck. And it's just too hot. Today's a hot day. So which means that the beaches are going to be packed with every jabroni in the state of New Jersey and New York. The beaches should be packed, crowded, which I don't care for at all. There was a time when I used to do a lot of surf fishing, and I did well. But as far as like going to crowded beaches, and come on, you have to pay a cover charge to get on the beach. You have to pay to change into your bathing suit. You got to pay to park. Some of the Jersey Shore towns don't allow you to bring food and beverage on the beach because they want to screw you with the ridiculously high cost of food on the boardwalk. That's another thing. It's just not my thing. It's just really not. And you have to go way down into Ocean County to see what I call like really clean, pristine beaches in New Jersey. You have to really go way down. You know, just like with New York. If you go to local beaches, like I'm sure if you go to like beaches in Brooklyn, you're going to find all kinds of lowlives and degenerates there, and you're going to find like maybe cigarette butts sticking out of the sand, you know, pieces of the lowest common denominators trashing the beach. Maybe I should go on eBay and try to get a pure copper earring, so I can alternate from the stainless steel earring to a beautiful copper earring, which has health benefits and energy benefits as far as electromagnetic energy flowing into your body, putting you in touch with the cosmos. Here's Western Mike. Happy Memorial Day weekend 2023 to you. He's in San Francisco, California. Yes, it is a lazy Sunday. When the show is over, I will order a heaping helping of Chinese food to be delivered. And thank you for stopping by. If you have nothing to do, I send you the link. Nobody else is here yet, so we would have plenty of time to talk about the things that are important to you. That's right. To you. Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with Chinese food. And you know, another good thing about Chinese food, they're always open. Even on the holidays. It doesn't matter. They're always open. So if a lot of places are closed because of the holidays, well, guess what? You can always get good old reliable Chinese food. Huh? You know, same old, same old. Yeah, but you're still doing solo videos over on YouTube. You have enough chatty. You have enough chatty energy for that. Oh, Moscow Mule, 100% pure copper mug. Mm. There he is, the one and only from Chicago, Illinois, Mick Von Raven. Well, at least my son of a bitch. That fucking Steve Jobs. My voice is echoing back. Mother Fletcher Fack. Fucking. Because he has an iPhone. That's what it is. It's nice. It's got that hammered texture, and I even like the shape of the handle. It's a 16-ounce capacity. 16 ounces. It said 18 ounces, but 16 is a pint. That's not bad.
It's like walking into a room and then walking back out.
Yeah, walking into a room, walking into a room and walking back out. Oh,
yeah.
thank God.
With the hold on, let me get my earbuds connected, please.
Yes, let me turn up the volume. Jordy is joining us soon. Jordy from Scotland.
All right, the rape and pillage belches.
You know,
I'm here.
Last night I used Restream for the first time, and I streamed to both YouTube and Facebook, and it worked. It worked.
Nice.
And the quality was good, and I did a Mega Life 21 live shooting the shit, you know.
Gotcha.
And Ronnie S is the one that kept telling me, go live tonight, I'll be there. You know how long it took, how long I had to wait for that guy to come on?
2 hours?
No, not that bad.
Good.
Hold on. Crew is coming. Yeah. How do you stream to YouTube from Restream? Well, you set it up the same way that you do with StreamYard. It does pretty much the same thing, the same task, except it has a much better look to it. And if you have the free version, if you don't pay, and you have the free version, you get unlimited hours. Where StreamYard only gives you 20 free hours per month.
Wow.
You know, yeah, and that's it. 20 free hours, but Restream is unlimited for the free version. And also, I can only stream to one social media platform with StreamYard. But with Restream, I can stream to two. So, you know, hey, man, it's good. Especially the unlimited hours.
So you're going to be using that in the future, you think?
I think it's especially good when my StreamYard hours are reaching 20,
Jeez.
and I run out of hours, and then I go, ha ha ha. I can still do my shows.
You can't stop me with censorship and all your bullying.
You can't stop me. Nope, no, it's great. It's great. Like Michael, you can well, it's a little it's a little tricky to if you want to stream to like Instagram and YouTube because um, you have to have the Instagram Studio downloaded on your laptop um, or um, or desktop. You have to get the Instagram Studio, and you gotta finagle a little bit.
And
But
then give Instagram permissions to run your life like Facebook, or every time you download one of the things, they permission for this, permission for that. And it's really them seeping into your life.
well, Facebook, well, they're all anything
Yeah, very intrusive.
anything connected to Zuckerberg is intrusive. I mean, I couldn't read the article about the European Union suing Zuckerberg for 1.3 billion because the Washington Post insisted that I subscribe to them. They wouldn't let me read the article,
Good God.
but I got
So much for free press.
right. I got the gist of what it was about,
Rape.
and
Excuse me.
the gist was that the European Union did something about Zuckerberg stealing personal data from European.
Fuckerberg.
He was stealing personal data from European account holders and making money off it,
Like a pimp.
like a pimp. He has no. He shows no remorse. He's like a sociopath. Uh, uh, you
He
know.
has no redeeming social skills, or he doesn't help society. He helps ruin it.
Yeah, like when he talks, he has a very robotic way of speaking. Like he doesn't show any.
Unemotional, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't show any emotion when you see him on video.
When he's on his booster seat.
Yeah, he's really a bona fide scumbag. He really is.
Yes, he is.
So I had three. I think I had three inductees today into the Chiselers Hall of Shame. Another one was auto mechanics who
Take advantage of people.
who tell people that you're leaking oil, your gaskets are leaking oil, so we have to take your whole engine apart, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. And meanwhile, there's no oil on the ground. No
Yeah.
oil. Like in other words, they try to do that to me and say I needed a new radiator. And what they did was when I wasn't looking, they splashed antifreeze on top of my radiator.
Oh.
I looked underneath. I go, well, there's no antifreeze dripping on the asphalt on the ground. I don't see any antifreeze dripping on the ground because doesn't if something's leaking, gravity causes it to go down.
Yes, exactly.
So with the oil, it's the same thing. If something's leaking, it has to be dripping downward.
Exactly.
So it's a scam.
They especially like to take advantage of women.
Oh yeah, if women walk into a garage, forget it.
You like that one, Western Mike Fuckerberg? Indeed, he's a Fuckerberg.
Yeah, he certainly is. Well, I don't know what happened to Jordy. Hope he's not intoxicated this early. Well, it's not early in Scotland. It's like 9. It's like
Well, apparently it's never too early to have a drink in Europe, from what I've understood.
it's after 9 p.m. there. He's 5 hours ahead of me and 10 hours ahead of you. But yeah, it was a good show. I had a good panel.
And when was that? Last night?
Last night I had Alex the Beer Master. I had Ronnie S. I had Jordy, and I had a friend of Jordy. This girl.
Okay.
she came on she's from Chicago, and she was
Interesting.
yeah, she was on, and she was pretty smart. She got into some intelligent progressive politics, and it was
Okay, cool.
it was
Cool.
refreshing to have a smart progressive female on the show,
Definitely sounds good.
and she enjoyed it. She loved the show, and she a friend of Jordy. I don't know what happened to him. Let me check and see if he has any new messages. He told me he's coming right on.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, if he says he's coming on, then eventually he's going to come on.
Eventually he'll make it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I could send a link to this other dude, but he'll take over the whole show.
No, thank you.
He wouldn't stop talking.
No.
I think you know who I mean.
There's a few candidates, but I won't name names.
Yeah, I call them cutter offers. Some
They
women
like to hear themselves talk.
Some women do that. Yeah, like every time you open your mouth to have a two-way conversation with them, they cut you off,
Hmm.
and you don't get a chance to say anything. And
I tell you, some
yeah.
people don't know how to have two-way conversations. They'll say something, and then I'm trying to say something. They say, "Be quiet! I'm not done talking." Well, I have something to say
Well,
pertinent to what you just said.
they're talking at you. They make the conversation all about them.
Mm-hmm.
They talk at you. It's not a two-way discussion. It's not like okay, what's your take on what I just said? They'll never say that. They'll just
You know, I have this term I call them ask holes. They ask you an opinion, and then 2 minutes later they ask someone 3 feet away their opinion, and then they ask 5 other people their opinion, and then ultimately they're going to do whatever they're going to do.
and they do whatever they want anyway.
Ask holes, yeah.
Yeah, ask holes. Yes, they pick your brains. They pick everybody's brains, but they never take anyone's advice.
One other thing I noticed is,
They fucking know.
and
it. Yeah,
I don't consider myself a sexist person, but I notice some women remind me of investigative reporters. They want to ask so many questions. They're not that concerned about the answers. They're already on to the next question.
Wait. Say that again.
They rapid fire questions. They're more concerned about asking questions than the answers they get. You can barely finish one answer and they're on to another question. They're like investigative reporting. They just ask, and you're like, you can't even keep up with them. I'm like, do you really want to know the answer to these, or
No,
just
they don't want to know. They're just so loaded with caffeine, probably that.
Oh, women are hooked on caffeine. The coffee companies have made a sucker out of women. All women I know have to have tons of coffee every day.
I hate when I'm on the phone with. I have an important call to an office, and the girl gets on the phone. It could be a billing department or something, and there's a like nonstop. I go, would you let me talk? I have something important to explain to you about.
Well, the worst is they're reading a policy to you, and you're trying to interrupt them. Our policy states, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know your policy. It's crazy.
They say they read
Rhetoric.
like a script verbatim, and
yes,
but the point is your issue is unique to you, and your issue has something to do with some discrepancy in the billing invoice. So let's say it's a medical billing invoice, and let's say that you're being charged for a procedure that never happened. So you're being fucked. The doctor is fucking you over. You're being
Excuse
billed,
me.
You're being billed for something that never happened. Now you have to explain what's on the invoice that's wrong, and they're going on and on, interrupting you and
Yeah.
give me a break.
The worst is when they have policies that are just unflexible. We couldn't possibly do that. That's not part of our policy. We won't help you. Yeah, thanks.
Western mindset. Attention is a country. They are the capital. Bunch of assholes. So there definitely are assholes. Typo. It was a yeah. Well, if you're tired, Mike, you can just come on and just say a few words here and there. You can physically open up your cam and just and hang out, and then anytime you want to say something, Mick and I will dummy up like Archie Bunker used to say, and let you
Stifle yourself. Stifle yourself, Edith.
Stifle, eat it. He used to say eat it. He couldn't pronounce the th.
So what is the name of the show you do on Saturday nights? I forget. Please remind me, James.
Oh, I don't. It was a sperm in a moment show.
Oh, it wasn't, because I know you have a few different formats and themes. So I was just curious.
I mean, I've done shooting the shit many times.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure,
but I abandoned it for some reason, and then the only reason why I went live is because Ronnie S kept bugging me, and I go, wait a minute, you know what? This will give me a good chance to test out Restream.
So last night you used Restream, and today you're using StreamYard?
Yes, sir.
You are a man about town with such tools and activities.
I'm telling you, there's nothing like for free having unlimited streaming hours.
That's nice.
And to stream to two platforms. I mean, I could very easily. First, I was going to stream to YouTube and Twitter.
Yeah.
But then I figured, well, everybody I know is pretty much on Facebook. I don't really. I mean, there's people that I don't really know anybody on Twitter.
Me neither. Twitter is just all strangers.
Like if I comment on there are some dedicated progressives over there, and the only time I get a reply is if I comment on what they posted. But I never get anybody.
Pardon me.
I mean, they'll say that they like my post, they like my my banner. They'll say that they like it, but there's never any discussion or debate that generates
feedback.
Yeah, on my Twitter profile. It's always feedback on other people's profiles, and and my profile's pretty good over there, but I'm not generating any action. Not like fucking TikTok. I mean, I'm going viral over there. I'm going absolutely viral. George Bailey.
Well, the Chinese government appreciates what you're doing, James. That's all I'm saying. They appreciate everything you do on TikTok, bro.
I believe in everything I post there on TikTok.
That's cool. I just think I'm not so sold on TikTok at this point.
Well, look at how we're spied upon with Google and with Facebook.
It's all a bad scene. All this.
Listen, if I take a walk to, let's say, one of the nice places to eat around here, it'll show up on Google Maps.
Ooh, those sons of bitches.
The exact place I walk to will show up on Google Maps. Never mind driving. If I walk somewhere, so they're keeping tabs on everywhere I go.
The hell with them.
See,
Bastards.
as long as my phone is with me, they are keeping fucking tabs on
Well, they have new Google phones you can buy. I don't think so.
everywhere I go.
Google has their own line of phones now. They want you to get in on. So
Well,
I'm trying to keep my spirits up after being laid off after my 1 year anniversary at work from a lack of work. It's been difficult, but I'm gonna persevere. I've been out of
so you
work since like 2011.
so you actually got laid off on your 1 year anniversary.
Yes, yeah. It's so usually they buy you free lunch and stuff, but not this time. They got me out, so they didn't have to pay me for the holiday Monday. But I did get 2 weeks severance, so and my unpaid vacation days. Still,
So it
last one hired, first one laid off.
so it's like oh, because you don't have the seniority like the other people.
No. And there's a remote worker we have in St. Louis that's completely incompetent, and they're always complaining about her. And I said when they were letting me go, I said, well, what about her? Oh, well, she has been with the company a long time. That's still not a good enough reason. If her quality work is suffering, that person should have been let go first, I think.
Of course, people people that remain, it should be based on merit. I mean, you're
Well, I was the only man in the department too, so I find that curious as well. It was
see you see Mike.
5 women. Yeah.
You see Mike. He was the only man in the department. He worked
And
with
he,
5 women, and
and
he
I
was the one laid off. Happy anniversary.
get the fuck out
Yes, and don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way
where
out.
the good Lord split you. Yeah, it's been pretty slow at work, so I understand.
Now you see the double. You see uh, 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 how feminism works. He's the dude, so he's going to be treated worse than all the women. He's not going to be treated fairly. He's going to be treated badly because he's the male and we're all female.
Yeah, I tell you, a couple of them there I'm not going to miss. They caused drama and started, yelling my name on the floor. Other one said it was monitoring my bathroom trips. It was really bizarre.
Yeah, and let me guess, it was a female supervisor.
Yeah, big heavy set one.
Yeah, yeah. Female supervisors usually abuse
Males.
male subordinates, male employees.
They
I've
want to
had
break their will. Yeah, they want to break your will and have you be subservient to them.
right, and when they communicate with you, they're probably subconsciously and consciously thinking of all the guys that burned them, that fucked them over.
Yes, exactly.
And so you're the scapegoat. That's the word I was looking for. You're the scapegoat.
Well, the
Uh,
good news is I bought 3 concert tickets before I knew I was going to be laid off. Obviously, I probably not wouldn't have bought them, but I did. And I went to a concert Friday. I had a blast. Something funny happened. My uncle said, "Oh, you're going to the city? Well, be prepared to see a lot of people with jewelry in their face, on their face. The piercings." And sure enough, I was next to a cute woman, and I turn and she's got that ring, the bull ring, I call it,
bull
between the
ring on
nose.
the nose.
Yeah, it's so
And
hideous.
they got a piercing by the temple, by on their
Yeah,
eyebrow.
or by their cheek. This one had the bull ring, and she was cute and had a nice figure, but she had too much makeup on and that bull ring. And then when I talked to her, I couldn't quite understand her a lot.
She had too much hardware on. I'll say there, son. I say there, son. I ain't no chicken hawk. Yeah,
And
so
then I met her friend. Her friend had a nice profile, and then head on, she looked like a kind of a goody goo goo. She was an unattractive Hispanic gal. The old, yeah, whoa.
yeah, too much
But
hardware and some of those crazy. You know which women are really crazy? The ones that get their labia pierced.
Oh my God, I never have that. Have been part of that, and I don't want to be. I don't want genital mutilation. I don't want tats on the tits, tats on the genitals. That's to me kind of sacrilegious in a
I've
way.
seen at the nude beach over here in Sandy Hook, New Jersey. I've seen the women with the clitoral and labia mutilation,
Oh God.
with the posts and the rings in there.
With
Yeah,
the horrible things that have happened to women where they were had their womanhood taken away overseas in Muslim countries, why would you do that here? You know, I don't know. I don't agree with a lot of, but it's their bodies, it's their business. But I
well,
still doesn't mean I like it.
I think a tongue piercing is mutilation.
Yes, it is, and also the belly button piercings; those get infected all the time. The belly buttons, and they have to get rid of them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So that was my excitement.
even tattoos can get excessive. I mean,
Oh, they get it. I heard they're so psychologically addictive. That's why people get so many. And
yeah.
then when they get older and they're faded from the sun, they look really bad.
Do you know that the human body treats tattoos like a foreign invasion? Like
Poison. Yeah.
the immune system attacks the tattoo. Maybe that's why they fade out.
Yeah, they're hideous, some of them. I looked for tattoos. I never could find anything I wanted on my body permanently.
What about the Polynesians that get it the old-fashioned way with a hammer and chisel, and
Yikes.
they have the tribal art on their face.
Well, how about just people getting tattoos on their face? It's not a good idea, Tyson. Yeah, those are not nice. Facial tattoos are not attractive. What's that? Post Malone, he has all kinds of facial tattoos. I'll take a hard pass on that bullshit.
Yeah. What's his name? Um,
Post Malone has them. Tyson. I'm trying to think of who
Dennis
else.
Rodman. Dennis Rodman has facial
Facial tattoos, not a good idea.
and
What
piercing.
about one of the Neville brothers has it? He had to do it because he was in a gang, or they would have killed him. I think not one of the Neville brothers, Aaron Neville, has like a scar, a dagger tattooed on his face. He had to do it to survive gangbangers in New Orleans.
Yeah, I know. I heard New Orleans has a crime rate.
Oh yeah, I know somebody that went there. They were in a hot tub. They got mugged in a hot tub. Yeah, so that can't be good.
They got mugged in a hot tub.
Yeah,
Where was the hot tub located?
I don't know, near a hotel, and they were drinking. Yeah, you can't if you go to New Orleans. You got to be on your mark and be careful. From what I understand, I've never been, but
So,
you don't go there like a tourist, and they'll spot you and take
so
advantage of you.
it's like being a tourist in a third world country.
Sometimes,
Where they try to they know that tourism is what their area relies on
yeah,
for the economy of their area or city relies on tourism, but then they fuck over the tourists, and they don't think, well, the tourists will stop coming, therefore their area, their city will become impoverished because the tourists will not come anymore because they don't like to get robbed.
no,
So this is so I guess the New Orleans PD is all over the place at
they
the
have to be with that amount of crime, especially during Mardi Gras. There's a lot of bad stuff happening.
like for instance Bourbon Street. There's probably a lot of cops there. Well, that's one place I won't go to that I've always admired. It's,
Yeah, I wanted to go to New Orleans before myself as well.
mhm, interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to go to New Orleans and Austin on a steamboat. It would have been kind of exciting, but it never happened. The girl, I've made many plans with vacations with women, and we broke up and never went, unfortunately. But I'm still out there trying to find dates. It's almost seems like it's impossible, but I'm still doing it.
I
Just
find
like finding.
I find lots of dates, but they're dried dates. You know, the fruit.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. I'm looking for something a little more shapely than a date. Yeah, but online has been tough going. I met somebody the other day at the grocery store, and I was actually hoping to, you know, maybe get their number. I don't know.
Well,
So any,
they'll let you know when they're interested. They'll make if the woman's coming on to you, she'll make it very obvious.
yeah, we'll see. I hope to run into this woman again. I was kind of doing the search for the ring. You know, you have to do that. Make
You
sure
look,
they don't have a wedding ring. I do not want to get involved with any married women.
yeah,
I get
you gaze down at their fingers, and if there's no ring, you proceed with the conversation.
exactly, exactly.
You know,
So I saw
like
this gal twice at stores, and I didn't ask her for a number. I wasn't quite ready, I think, and I just said, "Nice to meet you. Hope to see you again." And hopefully, I'll run into her again, and we'll see.
so. Geordie from Scotland is playing a Ronnie S with me. He's all excited to come on the show before I went live, and he does a no show.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the both of them have one thing in common. The both of them drink to excess.
That can't be healthy.
So it might be a personality defect of alcoholism.
Yeah, empty promises, you mean?
Yeah, blowing sunshine up your ass and not
And
not delivering,
not delivering the goods.
not coming through. No.
Yeah. So tomorrow is Memorial Day. A lot of people don't really think about what that means, I've noticed over the
No,
years.
they think about drinking and barbecue.
Yeah, like that's all it's for. Isn't it the anniversary of a barbecue? Yeah, barbecue you're allowed to have because of the freedom that you have.
It's supposed to be about the military personnel that lost their lives
Saving this country.
in battle. Well, as far as saving the United States, I would say World War II is technically the only time the United States was threatened by invasion.
Yes, Japan,
All the other wars,
or happened overseas.
there were over, it's probably like things like over oil or military industrial complex, wars for profit,
Sure.
things.
Halliburton.
Yeah, but the only war where North America needed to be protected was WW2. So that's makes you
Yeah, as far as straight up wars, there has been terrorist attacks here too that they thought never would happen.
yeah.
It's
But, but,
been
but most of the 9/11 perpetrators were Saudis.
yeah, our good friends the Saudis that handed us back a reporter in pieces, and we just said thanks.
Oh, they actually gave the body parts to the United States government.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the reporter, but they said he
Yeah,
was tortured and he was a reporter, but they didn't think
yeah.
so.
He
And
was an employee of a major uh, 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 network. Um, I for
yes,
Washington Post maybe or
yeah, Saudi is a real dangerous player. We like to pretend they're our friends. That the prince over there he doesn't value life.
no.
He
He
does not value
they
life.
love to execute by decapitation.
That's not a humane way to kill someone. It's actually quite vicious. And also there's lots of problems in Israel since Netanyahu got back in. Oh, they're all screwed up. The Israel's going right wing all the way,
Yeah,
and
I mean Netanyahu.
he shouldn't have
He,
come back. He shouldn't have
he
been allowed to run again, in my
right.
opinion.
He was gone, and then he came back, and he's always been a right wing fascist.
Yeah, and now he's almost like a puppet of theirs now, in my opinion. A lot of things being done that he didn't do before, and they're bad things. They're bad moves.
Now,
Saudi,
why does
Israel, a lot of trouble in the world.
why doesn't being that Netanyahu is right wing? Um, oh, maybe that's why he's not helping Zelensky of Ukraine, because Zelensky's is the Russian.
Jewish.
He's Jewish.
Yeah.
He's Jewish, but he's not. You don't see Israel come.
No pro support. They're too busy beating down the Palestinians. They don't want to have any shared land. It's crazy. And Putin tried to make out Ukraine as Nazis. Well, I'm sorry, there's no Jewish Nazis.
That's he sounds a lot like Trump.
Yeah.
He like diarrhea of the mouth.
Well, he certainly has entered like a never-ending war. How long has this war going on in the Ukraine? For like a year? He was supposed to be like a 3-week offense. For just stroll in, take over the country, and then move on to the next conquering. And he's not doing too good. And
They're not moving on. They're losing a lot of military equipment and personnel in that war.
And there's a lot of talk of Putin having terminal cancer, and I'm tending to believe it more and more as truth. You can only hide that for so long, and my only concern is when he does die, is someone smarter going to take over, or just someone militarily stronger?
I thought the Russian oligarchs were going to have a coup.
Yeah, because of a failed war. They're supposed to.
Because not just that. The United States confiscated their wealth, like took away their yachts and their money, and the U.S. government took away the wealth of the Russian oligarchs, all because of Putin. So
yes,
you would think that would infuriate them.
Well, plus Putin's sending many sons and brothers to die in that battle. The mothers of Russia aren't going to stand for if many more Russian young men soldiers die, the mothers will get Putin out of office.
Well, he's been drafting people against their will to go fight.
Yeah, I definitely think this is the undoing of Putin. This war is the biggest mistake he's ever made, I believe.
Yeah, the next person who is starting to cause trouble again is Kim Jong-un of North Korea.
Oh, that man with the small brain and the large ego,
and the fat cheeks. Yeah.
Yes, he's a little shithead.
He has people executed. He had his own.
Relatives.
He had his relatives executed.
Well, that's when you're a dictator, you can execute anyone you want. You can execute the media. You can execute your mom.
He had like 70 Koreans executed for just practicing Christianity.
Oh, God. Well, didn't he execute one of his girlfriends saying she was plotting against him or something? I think he did. What? Yeah, he's a real piece of work, man.
He's like Saddam Hussein's kids.
Yeah, he's as crazy as them. He's definitely like a kid in a candy store when it comes to torture, beheadings, murder, bombs. He keeps talking about developing a nuclear bomb and sending it over to the U.S. And then, of course, you got China entered Putin's war. That's a very bad mistake by them because they're going to be on a losing side. Little
Well,
Rocket Man, yes, definitely, Jeff. Little Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. He looks like the guy in the Gangnam Style music video.
Mm.
It's just like him. But you know, Japan is very pissed off and upset that Putin's been shooting missiles over Japan airspace. You know, like
Yeah,
testing. He's doing missile testing, and he's firing them over Japan. So Japan told the United States they want to. It's time to build back their military, and I don't blame them.
yeah, I don't either, because we're not really doing a lot for them. They got the threat of China going to Taiwan. They're under threat a lot.
Yeah, the South China Sea. China wants to take over the entire South China Sea, including the waters of Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines.
Oh yeah, he'd like to take over everything. That President Xi.
Yeah, the U.S. Now he has the what is it? The hypersonic or supersonic missiles. The ones
China does
that go many times over
faster.
the speed of sound, but the United States is just build the first warship with a laser that can intercept any missile quickly
Nice, nice,
and just burn and just shoot them out of the air.
nice. That's what you want.
Yeah, and they showed. I posted the video on Facebook, and they showed the laser that is being made by what is it, Northrop Grumman, I think.
Nice.
And next year they're coming out with a super powerful military laser. Next
Wow.
year it's coming out, and where you know the speed of light. Take out this missile.
Good.
Yeah, and Putin and President Xi are really pissed off at
United States.
the new technology of the United States military.
Well, Xi gets whatever he deserves, whatever he gets by entering Putin's war. He's a real stooge for doing it, in my opinion.
This is going to revolutionize warfare as we know it. The United States. You know how many decades they've been working on the laser? They've been working on the laser for a long time.
Yeah, it's going to be a very powerful, potent weapon as well. The laser will be.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, just think, you don't have to fire anti-aircraft missiles or intercept missiles with missiles. You just the speed of light, zap, zap. You know, and just think, it could even intercept like intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads could be intercepted as they're traveling over the ocean.
What about the Star Wars effort? Is it something
Oh,
good?
the one that Ronald Reagan started. I don't know what's going on with the Star Wars thing. I'm just amazed at the fact that satellites don't crash into each other. There's so many satellites going around the planet right now. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a lot of space junk is going to hit the Earth one day. A lot of space junk.
you know, they're still finding tons of plastic in the Pacific Ocean.
It's
trash.
tragic.
It's really tragic what mankind has done to the planet. It really is.
Raped it.
I think
Left it.
that an animal that becomes extinct is very sad.
Oh, it's horrible. It's just horrible.
It's like
We've extinct out so many species because of mankind. It's just we're leaving a bad footprint on this
Yeah.
planet.
well, the reason why the dodo bird is extinct is because European settlers from the Netherlands.
Ate it.
They were so greedy. Like in other words, the dodo was such easy pickings
To
to
eat. They
kill
just, yeah.
food that they just went hog wild and they wiped them out.
Well, just
It's,
like the buffalo, they almost extinct the buffalo here. Just kill as many as you want.
they
Not
did that out of spite against the Native Americans.
Indians. Yeah, they wanted to kill their food supply.
You know, it's like
Warfare.
crab. It's like crab fisheries. Like when I see a female with eggs, I always throw it back. If crab fisheries take all the crabs, including the females with eggs, then they're actually shooting themselves in the foot, both feet, because they're hurting their industry.
Well, they overfish. Look what happened in Alaska. We touched on that before. They overfish.
Oh, the snow crabs are
Yes,
all
overfished. It's just tragic.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
true. That's true also, Jeff.
Yeah, the Skylab. Remember when the Skylab was falling?
Yeah. Putin pulled out of the International Space Station. The Russians are
He pulled it out.
no. Well, who owns the space station? Is it
I
multi?
thought it was multinational.
No. He's the Russians either left or they're going to leave soon. He doesn't want to
Oh,
be
he doesn't want to be part of America, and yeah, of course not.
because of the support for Ukraine.
Yeah, well, that's a bully for you, you know.
They can't have their way. They can't have their own way. They take a tantrum. You know?
Exactly.
I was going to say something about
Excuse me.
was it satellites or?
Yeah, satellites are. I mean, so many companies launch satellites. It's insane. There's space junk. There's junk in the ocean. It's just horrible. And there's different tsunamis, and there's different tragedies in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, we have another chatter there. It's someone different, or someone quoted someone.
Mike and Jeff and Mike.
Oh, they quoted someone then. Don't overfish my fishery. Yeah.
Oh,
that happens.
That's like an inside joke.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I know what he's talking about. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. Actually, Jeff Zambello is going to be at the drug-free competition in North Carolina this Wednesday.
Cool.
Where he's going to be performing the swinging the steel mace and doing the farmer's walk. I think those are two events that he's scheduled to participate in. It's Vintage Strength Games is
Good luck, Commander.
the organization. Vintage Strength Games, and that's this Wednesday. Legal Seafoods likes to sell premium price seafood no matter what the cost of the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's tragic. It's tragic.
Well, the owners are like a couple Jews, right? I think, yeah. They just sell, no matter what you do. And then when the fish supply is low and they can't find any, then they cry that there's not going to be any work for their people, and they're going to have to lay people off, and they might go bankrupt. Oh, poor thing. Well, if you keep subtracting from nature and you don't add anything,
yeah,
what do it's like a checking account. If you keep
taking out money and not adding any, you're going to be poor.
If you keep debiting and there's no credits. June the 3rd.
Hell yeah, Commander. Good luck, buddy.
June the 3rd. That is June the 3rd. This Wednesday?
I don't think so.
Oh. Oh, because he had said something about Wednesday recently. All right, so June the 3rd in North Carolina. Okay,
I think
got it.
that's on the weekend.
Oh,
I believe it's on the weekend.
oh, unless he's traveling to North Carolina by way of plane on Wednesday. He might be traveling there, be flying there Wednesday. Okay.
Traveling man.
And check it into the hotel.
Nice.
That's probably what it is. And then the event itself is June the 3rd. Hold on. Oh, Alaskan king crab is definitely more expensive than snow crab. Snow crab, Dungeness crabs, and Jonah crabs. Alaska king crab fisheries made tons of money and got used to their high standard of life. They literally crab fished themselves out of business. And you
Because
know
they're
what?
dumb schmucks, dumb businessman.
I have no sympathy for them whatsoever. None. None whatsoever.
Yeah, when you're your own enemy, you need to face some facts.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
know?
my grandfather used to say that to people. He used to say, you are your own worst enemy. And he used to say, you cut your nose off to spite your face.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know, it's like it's the same thing as somebody shooting himself in both feet. You know, and
Oh,
then
I heard
compassion from other people. You want, empathy.
I heard McCartney and Biden are having a debt ceiling agreement. I don't get this. Not taxing Amazon, not taxing GE. That's where you could take care of a lot of your debt,
I think
your national debt.
I think that that Joe Biden has been way too nice to McCarthy and the Republicans. I think he's got to raise his voice. He's got to sign executive orders. He's got to throw some curse words in there. He's too nice. The rich should pay most of the taxes. They should not be on a tax vacation. Fuck
No,
the rich. Fuck the billionaires.
the greedy motherfuckers
And fuck the corporate CEOs.
and the corporations that profit off of us and make our lives worse and theirs better.
So the Coast Guard, because of negligence of the king crab fisheries,
The Coast Guard's been bailing them out.
the Coast Guard's been called to the rescue a little too often.
Oh, and they don't even have to pay them, eh?
Yeah. Well, the Bering Sea is a very treacherous ocean. It's very rough. The swells are really high, and if I got seasick every time I took a party boat off the Jersey Shore. Can you imagine if I was on the Bering Sea? I mean,
Wow.
I would throw my guts up.
Yeah. They had that show called, what was it, the Most Dangerous Catch? That's where these sons of bitches will risk their lives.
Yeah, and they all, and even the show about the reality show about the tuna fishermen, all the Southerners that are on that boat, because the tuna fishing fleet, it's based in the Carolinas somewhere or Georgia, and these Southerners are all like playing a violin. Oh, I gotta work for a living. I work hard to support my family. Wah, 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 wah. They start bragging. Throwing hints about like to people that don't work.
Oh.
They always have to politicize every fucking thing.
Get a dig in where they can.
Well, yeah, the Southerners.
It's crazy, man.
still fighting the Civil War. You know, the whole, they call that the guy from Tennessee, Nathan Bates, explained to me. That's called the Protestant work ethic, where
Oh,
where they'll say, well, if you don't work, you don't eat. Does it actually say that in the Bible? If you don't
I
work,
don't think so. I
you
don't think so.
know,
So babies don't eat then, because babies don't work. Exactly.
Protestant work ethic. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. Sounds like a bad deal.
The political system for thousands of years. Thousands of years? Do you mean there was campaign funding during the ancient Greeks? No.
Yeah, maybe. There was influence, that's for sure, on
Political
Congress.
system for thousands of years has been controlled by the campaign funding of the wealthy business people. You mean, yeah, the wealthy people get behind the politician. If they're establishment politician, they take all that money, and then when they get elected, they owe big favors. It's common sense.
Right. Yeah.
That's common sense. He's right. He's right. And here we are. Here is Mr. Mike. Michael.
What's
Good to see you,
happening,
Mike.
y'all? What's happening, Joseph?
Happy Memorial Day weekend to you.
You also?
I got some special grass-fed beef hot dogs that I could fry up for tomorrow. I got two big packages.
awesome.
It's one of them da
You said you're
grass-fed.
getting you said you're getting Chinese later tonight, and then you have some hot dogs for tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow I got a whole mess of, and what I did was I put that Texas salsa on the hot dog.
Nice.
Oh man, Texas salsa.
The hot it's called Clint's Texas salsa, the hot one. And let me tell you,
Nice.
I never put good salsa on a hot dog before in my life, and you know what? It blows away relish and mustard.
Nice.
Oh man, wait, Texas salsa. Yeah, that sounds better than even relish.
Yeah, relish is all you taste is sugar with the relish.
You know, man, I swear, just relish can be good, but you're right. Some relish is really bad.
Yeah, a good relish. They even have what they call hot dog relish, which is a combination of mustard and relish.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
Which is
Mustard
actually pretty fucking. It's a pretty good idea.
Dijon mustard and relish sounds like a good one.
I remember Homer Simpson going, remember when he used to drool? He went, ooh, he went, ooh, relish. And
Yes, he did.
Driver would stick it out of his, drop it out of his mouth. The above referenced corporations have options to where they want to pay taxes. They do not have to pay U.S. taxes. They can opt for offshore holding companies in low tax countries. Well, don't let the door hit you in the ass, CEOs. We'll go.
Everybody should pay the same amount of taxes.
But guess what? When they
Everybody should pay the same amount of taxes.
But guess what? When they try to bring their product back to the United States on the container ships, is one magic word: tariff.
Exactly.
They can get them back with the tariffs. In our lifetime, U.S. corporations will pay the lowest amount of taxes as possible to the U.S. Treasury. You can thank the Clinton Foundation for that.
Oh wait, it was
no, Reagan's the one. Reagan's the one that finagled with that, the tax system.
Shouldn't everybody pay the same amount in taxes? Wouldn't that just be easier?
The rich should pay more, though. The rich definitely should pay more.
With the flat tax, the rich will pay even less because the consumers are not the wealthy, because they're a tiny percentage of the population. The mainstream 98%. Okay, they pay all the sales taxes and everything, the mainstream population. So if you have a flat tax, okay, and you have a consumption tax, like a lot of Republicans want a consumption tax. Um,
A
it,
consumption tax? What's that?
consumption tax is like a tax on every damn thing you buy.
Oh, well, you kind of already have that. You pay taxes on stuff that you pay money for. Like, even if you go out and get a couple of Starbursts, you still pay someone in taxes. Am I right?
Yeah.
And then I think you
Yes.
get a return on that. And then I think you get a return on that on tax day. Am I right?
Not always. Tax day hasn't been that good to me for a couple of years now.
this year, Mick, have received a lot less in taxes back this year. I mean,
Yeah,
still,
the last few years when they changed the tax laws, when you used to be able to itemize and it really helped you out a lot, that's over. That's been
oh
over
man,
for a few years. It's tough. It sucks.
used to get
So
$1,000 back. Now only getting 500.
yeah, I used to get the most I got back this year was 212 from the state, and I think $60 from federal. It's a bad joke. You
Oh
know, the
man,
middle class gets punched in the guts every freaking time.
Well,
well that's not fair.
the tariffs are an important part of the mega rich paying their fair share, as far as the manufacturing goes. But I think that the astronomical salaries of the CEOs should be heavily taxed, not the middle class, not the small business owners, the mom and pops.
What happened to Mick?
Oh, he has an iPhone. He'll be back. You know, iPhones are
Oh
always,
right,
you
yeah.
know,
iPhones are not the best.
they constantly buck with the streaming,
Yeah,
live streaming.
$1,000 and only to have you can't even do a show.
I'm sorry. What? Yeah, you're right. You're right, Jeff, about the tariffs protecting American manufacturing jobs. You're right. No, what was that, Michael?
Never mind. But just yeah,
I didn't catch that.
no, never mind. But the former president was putting tariffs on wanted to put tariffs on things.
On the manufacturing coming back to the U.S. on container ships.
Or kind of agree with the tariffs. Agree with him on the tariffs. It's so hard to like him. Keep trying to like the guy, but he keeps doing something.
He has other serious flaws.
Yeah.
You're right about being an animal. Hello,
How's that?
I'm echoing. I'm echoing.
I'm echoing you. I'm going.
Fucking Apple.
What the fuck, Nick?
Yeah, no, it's not him. It's the iPhone. You know, he
What the
has
fuck, Nick?
to keep,
iPhone.
yeah, he's got to keep coming back because my voice was echoing back at me.
Oh yeah. That, how do you set up for restream? Because it sounds like you don't have.
Hello,
Hello?
hello,
Hello?
son of a bitch, Apple.
Son of a bitch. You know,
Son of a
Yeah, your voice is carrying.
It's doing it again. Michael's voice was echoing back. My voice was echoing back.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's too bad because last Sunday was perfect. No issues with Mick. The show before last Sunday, it was a disaster. It was horrible.
What do you think about Ron DeSantis announcing a run for president?
I'm not going to support him. He's a chubby fascist.
chubby fascist.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
This isn't working.
This is working.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
It's value. Yeah, Apple wants you to only use their software so they can rip you off.
Yeah, they, wonder, what it's good to have and all, everything be the same. When it comes to owning technology, James, like to have everything be the same company, so it's all the same ecosystem. But you're right. It's just Apple and Facebook's problem is that they worry too much about their layout and not enough about performance. So there's a bit of that whole kind of a superficial dichotomy, perhaps we got going.
Well, I encounter glitches every day with Facebook and like on Instagram. I don't encounter
Your updates are bullshit.
I don't encounter glitches on Instagram, but I sure get flooded with a lot of scammers, a lot of girls, flirting and saying, "Hey, big boy," and all this crap.
Who knows? It could be your ex.
Could be some hairy guy in Nigeria or Ghana, trying to pretending to be a chick.
Maybe not your ex.
Hello?
Damn it, Mick, want to hear from
You're right, Mick. We got to do. I don't know if Mick hears me now, but I got to try Restream and see if the same thing occurs with Restream with the iPhone users.
How do you stream to your YouTube channel from Restream?
Well,
how do you set it up? I know what you said, but I'm still confused.
you click on event, and
Event.
you set up the date and time. You put the title. You put the title.
And that's on your phone.
Yeah, if you have a description, you put that in there, and then it'll ask you what social media platform you want to be the destination, and you select you actually add them just like StreamYard. You add the destination to your account, so you just have to add it once, and then you hit the toggle button, and you select like. If you have the free account, you select 2.
All right. Sorry, doing this with my ear. My right ear is hella dry. It's so dry. You ever get like a ear kind of? You ever get loose wax? You ever get like a loose ear?
Yeah, it's from the wax. What you got to do is you lie down with the ear facing the ceiling.
Oh no, it's not the wax issue. I don't have buildup. I have this. I have all this dry skin on my right ear. You ever have that happen?
Is it on the outside of the ear?
Yeah, but it won't come off. But yeah.
Put some. You have any lotion? You have any hand lotion?
I'm just doing this instead.
You have any lotion?
Nah.
I mean,
really.
Moisturizing lotion.
Kind of.
Just get a little bottle. Get a little bottle of. They have it in the discount area where people get travel size when they go away.
Yeah. Why does skin keep getting dry? I don't get it.
Yeah, why does it get dry? It's environmental. It's like it could be the sun, ultraviolet radiation. It could be wind. If it's real windy, it'll dry your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like people get dry skin in the winter because you have cold air and wind.
Still cold out here, man. We're going into June and it's still like cloudy and kind of dreary out here.
This is the coldest spring ever that I've ever remembered. But today is in the 80s, so but it's going down. The temperature's dipping again. But we've had temperatures lows in the upper 40s, low 50s, and a high about 770, like a high about 70 degrees. So it's there's definite climate change.
Oh, that's happened, but yeah, we can't go like a week without some kind of El Nino shit.
You know, the armadillos, because of climate change, the armadillos are headed north.
Really?
They're already in southern Illinois, Iowa.
Armadillos are migrating.
Yeah, they're going north. Yeah, because of the milder winters, the milder temperatures all year. They're headed north. They're in North Carolina. They're in the Midwest.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
that sucks.
yeah. I mean, I always liked them. I thought they're very fascinating creatures. You know,
Like armadillos. That's scary though. That's like day after tomorrow shit.
it's kind of cool. You know, it's a scaly mammal that rolls into a ball, and they have like an aardvark looking face.
Yeah.
They don't really have teeth. They're pretty much uh, they eat ants and worms, and they suck up insects.
Yeah, don't they kind of not really have a mouth, but they kind of use their nose or something?
Yeah, they smell. They can smell, and they have a tongue, and they lap up insects.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's how armadillos work. But
Yeah. Um they're uh they're not carnivores with with teeth that they're not predatory. They just mosey around looking for grubs and
hey, James, there
yeah.
are a lot of cool YouTube channels now. A lot of cool YouTube channels have a lot of good advice. No, not that you need it, but check out. I kind of need it. I don't know about Vool, but I think me doing pretty good for could use some good advice. But check out this YouTube channel called Wise Thinker. That's really good. And then also check out this YouTube channel called Far From Weak. That's also pretty good.
You know who you should check out too. That has
Who?
a ton of great advice. George Bruno.
George Bruno. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. He puts out advice every day, and
George
and
Bruno.
and even advice about women, and he puts out a lot of advice.
Oh, I love those channels that upload daily. You know, the channels that upload once every couple of weeks. You don't really want to be subscribed because they don't upload that much content. It's cool, but you don't really want to.
Yeah. Well, what I do is,
You know?
if I like what he's posting,
Yeah.
he does it on YouTube. He'll post like it look like a banner. If I
Yep.
like what he's saying, I'll do a screen share, and then I'll take it into my phone and I'll crop it, make it look nice, and then I'll upload it into like a file, like uh what do you call
Yeah.
it'll be like an album, and all of his quotes, George Bruno's quotes, are all together in one album. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, he's right on the money with a lot of things he says.
Yeah. Like, is he kind of like what I said earlier? Like, women get way too much attention.
He hits the nail right on the head. He says, when it comes to getting married, take a long time to really get to know the female.
Oh yeah.
Don't rush into any serious relationship until you really get to know her personality, her character, or I mean, because if she has a lot of bag,
Agreed.
if she's damaged goods, and she's got a lot of if she brings a lot of damage, then it's not going to work out. You know,
Well, yeah. Yeah. I don't chase women because I think it's just too much effort, man.
right?
Um,
It's a waste. To for you to pursue is a total waste, because they don't, like, everybody hits on them. If they're cute or attractive, everybody hits on them. So when you hit on them and you give them a compliment, they might go, "Oh, thank you," but it doesn't really phase them because
Kind of repelled.
they're always getting attention from like tons of guys. It's like, but when they are friendly to you, then now you know that they're into you, that they're interested.
Yeah, I don't think chasing women, especially these days, is a really good idea. Let's just say they're kind of screaming for you to not do that kind of stuff. And especially these days, how easy it is to lose control in any given situation. Let's say probably it's just more considerate just to have a good time with your buddies. And yeah, I just even go to a coffee shop and I sit down and whatever happens happens. But
You know, when you're out and about with your buddies and you're
mhm.
having a nice time, great food and
Oh
whatever,
yeah,
you become more interesting to the women because you're not chasing the women. You have a life now. You see, you're a man. You're a busy man with that always has a plan. You're a busy man with a plan. You have a life. You're not you're not thirsty and desperate for a girlfriend. You know, you're not pursuing anybody, and
yeah.
and, and it makes you more interesting. You know, like a Dos Equis man. It makes you more interesting.
I like to just sit back and watch everybody else f up around me, and then I can just laugh about it, and
Yeah,
I can say, "Hey, see, I'm not the only guy who is an idiot sometimes."
yeah. Well, you know, there's a lot of idiots that will right away buy the girl a drink because they think that they're supposed to, and they think that that means the girl is gonna like be with them. No, it just means
Financial game.
she's getting a lot of free drinks. That's what it means.
Yeah, a lot of guys do that because they don't really believe in having a connection with a girl. They think that bribery for intimacy is the end all be all solution.
Yeah,
And yeah, they're full. Those guys are full of shit.
and
uh,
they don't focus on the mind to mind connection between them and the female. Like,
yeah,
are you clicking? Are you really clicking mentally? It can't just be about physical chemistry. You have to click mentally.
yeah. They interrupt other guys. They have no respect for the room at all. Those guys are very pushy. They're very petty, and everything revolves around them all the time. And if somebody said something in a corner of the room, somehow it has to go back to them. And that's not how communication works. It's just everybody's having a good time, and you just got to make sure to just to chill. Just be a chill person. Everybody's so worried about everything. It's ridiculous how much people worry these days.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're right.
be aware of things, but don't do it to an excessive servile degree. Know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. You ever have a guy, another dude, rudely come up to you and interrupt your conversation with the girl?
Oh yeah, all the time.
You know,
But then
be an
basically, what?
asshole.
Yeah, yeah, you've dealt with that before. But then basically, it makes you look better, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it does make you look better, and the girl knows that the guy is being rude because
Yeah,
if they come up, they're like they're trying to hit on her, and maybe they're interrupting a good conversation you're having with her about. It's a private conversation. It's not for all these strangers to come up and be assholes, you know?
yeah. If you see guys and girls talking, you should be appreciative of that, and you should know that polarity is working number one. and number two, going up to, approaching especially strange women already in the middle of conversations, that is not good game. That's not proper polarity. Those guys are messing up polarity when they do that. Yeah, I believe that a woman should make the first move, but then you need to be the guy who shows immediate interest and then tries to follow up with that in the best possible way. And as somebody who has had to learn a lot of really harsh lessons in the past, what I'll say is that, again, going up to strange women who are already talking to somebody and going up to women, period, is not it's not good politics.
And not only that, it's not in vogue these days. It's not acceptable to hit on females.
Let women hit on you. Let women come to you. Don't
Yeah.
be such a pushy patty. Enjoy the evening. Contribute to a sense of fun for everyone. Don't be a one percenter,
Yeah.
hypocritical yuppie douchebag. Just hillbilly, hick, hypocrite, effeminate, just prissy person. Because those guys, they're begging for fake friends, and would rather have maybe a few really good friends and a bunch of cool women than a bunch of fake friends.
Yeah, I'm not interested in having insincere friends. I've already been through
Mhm.
that, and I don't want that.
They're doing that because they're trying to help you justify bad habits, aren't they? That's why they're there.
Yeah, if they have bad habits, and you gave up your bad habits, they try to draw you back into their world.
hmm But
You
yeah,
know,
it's good to work on having some good habits and don't really want to change any of that. I mean, I'm a far from perfect guy myself. Uh, it's just have lost a lot of people, but am trying to do what I can here and trying to be cool with things and
mhm.
uh, trying to accept other people. Um, I'm gonna accept other people, man.
Yeah,
Uh, Got to be grateful.
yeah, yeah. I just recently I made 1 gallon of kombucha. That's the best I've ever made.
Oh, how'd that go? The
Oh,
Scooby,
it's perfect. It's
Goby,
like, yeah, with the SCOBY, I got it down
Goby
to
Doo.
SCOBY Doo. I got it down to a perfect kombucha science, and I don't ferment it in the walk-in closet anymore because it's too hot in there. So what was happening? It was over fermenting too fast, and it was turning into kombucha vinegar.
Oh no, what it kind of oozed out.
Well, it was just so hot in the walk-in closet. It was just too quickly fermentation, and it's
Was it the
not.
walk-in Was
Yeah,
it the walk-in closet that did that?
yeah, because it's that's the warmest part of my place. It's
Oh man.
especially and especially in the winter, that the pipes from the steam radiator, I think they run near.
Nick, use your computer. But yeah, I hear you on the
Yeah,
Scobie.
yeah. So it was over fermentation. So now I do it in the kitchen where it's a lot cooler, and
Yep,
it's perfect. Kombucha is supposed to have tart flavor with
yep.
natural carbonation.
But besides that, you're making kombucha and you're having a good time with it.
Yeah, well, I'm having a good
Nice.
time because it came out perfect. It's I use organic.
What's your favorite flavor?
Well, I'll tell you what. Excuse me.
Oh,
What I
careful.
did.
Need to
What I,
hear.
what I did
Yep.
was I used the organic Paul Newman brand green tea.
Ah.
Okay. you're supposed to use 8 bags of any tea, and then I put 4 lemon wedges. So that's like 1 whole lemon,
Oh, delicious.
and use a cup of sugar because the yeast in the SCOBY has to feed on sugar to ferment.
Uh-huh.
So that it came out great. Now I want to ask
Good.
you about the cannabis, the non-alcoholic cannabis infused beverages.
I'm not doing those anymore, but what do you
Do they
what you want to ask me?
do they have a strong? Do they have a higher percentage of like let's say THC or cannabis extract, or do they have like a
The
much higher percentage?
the THC component of the THC volume in those beverages is quite high. It's around at least 5 to 10 THC per drink. So if you have a couple of those, you're gonna be really stoned.
Really?
So
So
yeah,
10%. You could. That's the highest they have, right? Is 10%?
the highest drink. Hey, Matsumi, the highest drink that you could have is 100 THC, but you would be really careful with that and think that would probably something that you drink and then you drink it again.
In other words, it's a sipping beverage.
Oh yeah, yeah, and even then it's so strong. The 100 THC is way too freaking strong.
Oh, so
You
that's
know,
great. So I can get so that I tell you that might be better than taking prescription tranquilizers.
probably because
Yeah. Anyway, good morning to
good.
Masumi from Japan. Good morning, my dear. It is now let's see, it is now 6:30 a.m. Monday in the Tokyo area.
You just
6:30
got now.
a.m. Monday. And Masumi is moving her.
What's up?
She's moving her salon business into her home, and which means she does not have to pay rent to have, for square footage to have a salon somewhere else. She doesn't have to
Also
pay
that
rent.
also that means you get to work from home.
Yeah, she's got the whole first floor is all set up like a professional salon, and she's moving today. And so congratulations to the move with Masumi's salon. I salute Masumi's
Good
new
job.
move. All right. So yeah, so that's good to hear that you can get strong THC.
When it comes to the fishing thing, what is it with why don't some people just fish, but then sometimes they fish for fish ready for consumption, but then they fish other fish, but they let those fish have babies. Like why don't people do that?
Well, I would throw back a female fish that has eggs. I would not keep a female fish with eggs
Why not?
because that's a future generation that has to be hatched, that has to be laid. You
Yeah,
know,
but then you just let them grow up and you let them have kids or something, or grow and then eat them. Don't have to
yeah.
kill every
Well,
fish you get.
what I mean is you need to perpetuate the species. So
Yeah,
if
yeah, like hunt some, but keep some alive for a
right,
while and let fish raise fish. So that
you're welcome, Masumi. Yeah, like in other words, the fish and the crabs that have eggs. Well, those are future generations. So I
yeah.
would throw back the female sea creatures with eggs.
Huh.
Let them let them let them let them scatter their fertilized eggs, and then just take other fish.
You
That can,
want to take the fish with the eggs and put them in a farm?
well, there's an issue with fish farming, and that is
What?
pollutants.
Oh,
When you have, like, for instance,
uh,
the fish farms that raise salmon, they use
yeah.
Atlantic salmon, but the problem is, just like with catfish, all the crap goes to the bottom of the man-made lake. You know,
Right.
they're in this man-made lake, and there's just too many fish in that pond, and it's very difficult for the filtration system to keep up with it. So it's a toxic environment.
Yep. I gotta go. I might be back.
Yeah, well, I might. Jordy's supposed to be here, but he didn't show up. I might close out the show and go order the Chinese food.
All right.
All right. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Let me check the messages. Mick Von Raven was here, but he had problems with his iPhone. So I'm going to try. Next time, I'm going to try Restream. Okay. Let's see. That's it. That's it. Okay. Thank you for joining me, everyone, for my Memorial Day weekend 2023 show here this Sunday afternoon, streamed to YouTube. I thank everyone, and I don't know what happened to Mr. Jordy. Maybe he's too intoxicated to join. And he said before I started the show, he said he wanted to be a part of the show. He did the same thing that Ronnie S. did. The same thing that Ronnie S. did. He was all excited about being on the show, and then nothing. Okay, I'm going to do this for the Commodore Jeff Zambello. Arr! Take care, everyone. Well, they're funny as long as they don't make promises with you and you don't make plans with them. But otherwise, they're funny. Not the troublemaker drunk people. Not the ones looking for a fight. The funny drunks. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. Thank you for stopping back. Thank you for stopping by Masumi, Commodore Jeff Zambello, and Mick Von Raven, and Western Mike, aka Michael Goldsmith Hilton. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by.